Are you addicted to sugar? Have you decided to reduce or even cut out sugar completely, but you have no idea how to do it? Let's face it, sugar tastes pretty good, and it is so easy to become completely hooked on sugar. From the hidden sugars in processed foods to the irresistible allure of a fresh-baked pan of brownies, breaking free from the grip of sugar addiction can feel like an uphill battle. However, with a strategic plan, it is definitely possible to overcome your sugar addiction and take back control of your health. Stick around because in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the exact strategies that you can use to kick your sugar habit in just 10 days. Now, if you've watched me here on YouTube before, then welcome back. But if you are new to my channel, then welcome. I am Dr. Kim Foster and I'm an MD turned coach and wellness expert. Now, let's get started. First things first, it's crucial to understand the nature of sugar addiction. Sugar triggers the release of dopamine in our brains, which creates a temporary feeling of pleasure and euphoria. Over time, however, repeated exposure to sugar can kind of lead to tolerance, which requires a larger amount to achieve that same effect. This cycle sets the stage for addiction because your palate and your body are craving increasingly higher doses of sugar to experience that pleasure. I definitely experienced this many years ago, right after I had my first baby. To be honest, I had never really had much of a sweet tooth when I was younger, but after my son was born and I was struggling with being a new mother, I found myself self-soothing with a whole bunch of sweet treats like frappuccinos and cookies and cupcakes, and I gave myself an excuse for baking up sweet treats like muffins and chocolate chip banana bread, saying that I was embracing my inner domestic goddess and leaning into motherhood by doing all this baking, which was something that I had never really been into before. And before I knew it, I was really hooked on all of those sweet treats. So I totally understand this, and if you're struggling to reduce or quit your sugar intake, then I completely get it because it's not easy. It took me quite some time to see the truth of what was happening and then to put together a plan to get things back on track. In fact, drop me a comment right now to let me know if you're struggling with sugar addiction right now and what you've tried to do up to this point to reduce or quit your sugar. So let's move on to the strategy. I've broken it down into some very specific steps spread out over the 10 days, so it's really easy to do. Just follow the system. So days 1 to 3 are when we focus on preparation and awareness. The first step in overcoming sugar addiction is to prepare mentally and physically for the journey ahead. During the initial days, I want you to focus on raising your awareness of your sugar consumption habits. So keep a food journal to track your daily intake and identify patterns or triggers that lead to cravings. Also, it can be really helpful to educate yourself about the harmful effects of excessive sugar consumption, such as weight gain and diabetes and heart disease, just to reinforce your motivation for change. I think that many of us realize the harms that sugar can have, like the ones that I just mentioned, but a lot of people don't realize how harmful sugar is to our gut health. Reducing or quitting sugar can be incredibly beneficial for improving our gut health, and here's why. Excessive sugar intake can lead to dysbiosis, which is when the balance of gut bacteria is disrupted. This imbalance can lead to a variety of digestive issues like irritable bowel syndrome or IBS and leaky gut syndrome. What's more, sugar serves as fuel for pathogenic microorganisms in the gut, which includes harmful bacteria and some yeast species. Candida, for instance, can overgrow in response to high sugar intake. Excessive sugar consumption can also contribute to conditions like small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO, which is characterized by an abnormal increase in gut bacteria. If gut health is a concern of yours, then you might be interested in downloading my free Healthy Gut Food Checklist, which gives a listing of the best foods to eat for a happy and healthy gut, and also a list of the food groups that you should definitely avoid. And these are the foods that can interfere with your gut microbiome. I will put the link in the description below so you can just grab it for free. Okay, so back to our 10-day plan. So once you've tracked your eating patterns and you've educated yourself on the harmful effects of sugar, from there, I want you to conduct a pantry purge, removing all the sugary snacks and treats from your home. So as you're doing this, familiarize yourself with the various names for sugar that are listed on food labels, including sucrose, high fructose corn syrup, and dextrose. Okay, so once that's done, then you are on to the next phase, days 4 to 6, where we are going to reset your palate. Now, with awareness comes action. During days 4 to 6, you are going to commit to resetting your palate by eliminating all sources of added sugar from your diet. This includes sugary beverages, desserts, and processed foods. Instead, I want you to opt for whole, nutrient-dense foods like fruits and vegetables and lean proteins and whole grains. Now, here are some tricks to satisfy your sweet tooth without succumbing to sugar cravings. At this stage, I want you to incorporate some naturally sweet foods like berries and dates and sweet potatoes into your meals and snacks. Go ahead and experiment with some new recipes and flavor combinations to keep your taste buds engaged and to prevent boredom. And it's okay to take it slowly here if you need to and take more time than I have outlined in this 10-day plan. When I was reducing my sugar intake, the very first thing that I started with was sugar in my coffee. It was really hard to go cold turkey though and just stop having any sugar at all in my coffee. So I reduced it from 2 teaspoons down to 1 teaspoon until I adjusted to that, and then cut that down to half a teaspoon and so on. So if you need to spend a little more time resetting your palate here and slowly reducing your sugar, then of course that's totally fine. Okay, so after you have worked on those tasks, then you are ready for the next phase, days 7 to 9. This is all about managing cravings and withdrawal symptoms. So during this phase, as you move further into the 10-day plan, you may encounter some cravings and some withdrawal symptoms as your body adjusts to a reduced sugar intake. And you can deal with these challenges by practicing mindfulness techniques like deep breathing or meditation or yoga to help to alleviate stress and cravings. I also want you to prioritize adequate hydration by drinking plenty of water throughout the day. Thirst can masquerade as hunger or sugar cravings, so staying hydrated can help to curb the urge to reach for sugary snacks. To further support your body during this transition, it's really important to focus on getting sufficient sleep and engaging in regular physical activity. Exercise not only helps to distract from cravings, but also boosts your mood and energy levels, which can make it a lot easier to stay committed to your sugar-free journey. Okay, day 10, celebrate your success and plan for the future. So at this point, you have reached the final day of the 10-day sugar detox plan. Congratulations. Take a moment to reflect on your achievements and celebrate your progress. Recognize the positive changes that you have experienced, such as increased energy, improved mood, and better overall well-being. At this stage, it's essential to develop a long-term strategy for maintaining a sugar-free lifestyle. So this may involve setting some realistic goals, establishing a support network, and implementing strategies to prevent relapse. Remember that overcoming sugar addiction is a journey, and setbacks may occur along the way. I want you to stay committed to your health and your well-being and celebrate each small victory as you continue on the path to lasting change. Okay, so bottom line here is that beating a sugar addiction and quitting sugar in just 10 days is definitely an achievable goal as long as you have the right mindset and approach. By raising awareness and resetting your palate and managing cravings and celebrating your successes, you can break free from the grip of sugar addiction and reclaim control of your health. And remember, one of the big benefits of cutting out sugar is the improvement in your gut health. And if you want my checklist of healthy gut foods, then go ahead and download that PDF for free by following the link in the description below. As always, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me if sugar is something that you are trying to cut out. I would be interested to hear your experiences. Okay, that's a wrap for this video. Take care. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. As long as you have the right mindset and approach. Okay, of course now they're doing the recycling outside, so I'm just gonna wait. I really think the recycling truck always knows when I am going to start filming YouTube videos. Somebody's got a wood chipper, recycling, garbage, always something.